Hello and welcome to. I already forgot, Fran. I already forgot.
Oh, I made
just
him
wrote
forget.
it down.
That I can never tell when you're messing with me.
Nope, not
We
messing
also
with
have a
you.
very special show layout going on here.
Oh, that's
Watts
not right.
is still potentially incoming. She's traveling. It's just Briar enough. But anyway, it's episode 446. I don't believe you just wrote it down and forgot.
Just wrote it down. Just forgot. I literally. Was it a full minute?
Right. I mean, what does it matter if it was 55 seconds or a minute and 5 seconds? Which is the side you want to be out of that?
Equally stupid is what you're saying.
Not what I am saying. Equally interesting be the way that I put it.
Fran, be nice to me. I had the darkest thought while I was walking up the stairs to the office. I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if I just, in the middle of the podcast, like 5 minutes into the podcast, I just said, Fran, I got to go. I got to take a dump. And then just disappeared for like 30 minutes.
Just see what I do. Because then I'll have no control over. Yeah, I can't stop the podcast. So I'd be met with the moral quandary of like, do I also leave and take a dump? Or do I stay here and try to entertain people? Yeah, I know, you're right.
I think inside you would not be able to end the show. You would just have to keep going.
Now, I mean, Briar knows me well. I'd be like, I'm just gonna go through a rundown here. I would start interviewing myself. So, Fran, yeah, when did you first get into fighting games? Because we all know that Briar's normally into fighting. What was your first fighting game? Oh man, that's 100% what I would do. I would just start talking to myself as the podcast. Which, now that I say it out loud, yeah, I know. Like, is there anybody that actually just runs their own podcast, but with another version of themselves? Because there's like solo podcasts, but where you because these days with like pre-production AI, you can figure it out. But
yeah,
I'll just interview myself.
Oh, what if you made an AI version of yourself as your co-host?
Yeah, it could be that, but then everybody hates that. I said it because I was like, that could be a solution. But now that I think about it, I would just have to have a quick camera swap. So it would like flip the cam, and then I would, if I could color target and like change like the color of my shirt or something.
Oh, like the blue and black dress or the gold and whatever dress?
In other words, we would just be here, and then I would just have another cam roughly the same. You know, I wouldn't move, but it'd look like it.
Oh, I think we could tune in.
We got ideas. This is what happens
when... missing this AI companion, though. If you just had...
Yeah, I mean...
is that too narcissistic to have two yourself doing a podcast? And then long game, you just slowly phase yourself out and just have the two AIs talking.
You train it to be you. I don't know. It sounds a little scary at the same time.
Yeah. If it ever says anything inappropriate, or if you say anything appropriate, no, man, it was the AI.
But...
It wasn't me.
All right.
I would never say that about the Massachusettsans. That's just ridiculous.
Massachusettsans. Is that what they're officially called? I'll tell you what, coming up with a different topic, but what you call the people from a state.
Yeah.
As an American, I think we all share in this. Unless you've lived there, you're always like, that doesn't sound quite right. Like Illinoisans, right?
Is that what you say? Illinoisans?
Yeah.
I mean, Californians, everybody knows
sounds
Californians.
Crazy. Californian, that's probably the only one that I think everybody knows.
Everybody knows. Oregonian, I like that one. That one flows.
I've been to Oregon a number of times. Yeah,
some of them are ers, though. Rhode Islander.
Right.
It's not a Rhode
New Yorkers. Yeah.
New Yorker, yeah.
Floridians, right?
But New Yorker is weird because you got to wait a minute, the state or the city?
It's the same though, right? They're Manhattanites.
I'm from the Bronx. Yeah, people from the Bronx don't say I'm from New York. They say I'm from the Bronx.
Yeah, and then I don't even think they call themselves. They just say I'm from the Bronx. Yeah. I was trying to come up with the Devil's Kitchen or another I forget the names of the other boroughs and such.
What else is there? Kansas Cityans? Kansas sites?
Wait, so just the city?
Kansasians?
Let's just start with what do you call yourself from? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Canadians.
Nobody. That one's easy.
If you're from Kansas. No, I'm saying if you're from Kansas, you're a Canadian. That's what I would say. I got nothing for them. And you said Massachusetts. What'd you say?
Masshole.
Well, we've established that on prior shows. But like, what did you say before when we were starting the show?
Massachusetts.
Yeah, Massachusettsans. Something like
right.
that, which it brings into question a lot. Actually, I have no idea what you call people from Kansas.
No,
Kansonians. It's probably like Kansonians. You see what's wrong with this system?
Yeah.
It's probably not. And everybody from there is mad at me right now.
I blame the English, really, because they gave us a system and didn't clarify beforehand.
I mean, that's all of English. And yeah, you're like, wait, but that's just the same word. Which it just reminds me, you see that guy on Instagram who's so famous, Bobby Finn, I think is his name. It's like, you don't see how? You know, he's like got this like,
I haven't seen this guy.
Oh, you've never seen these? Oh, they're brilliant. So he's like, he's teaching somebody American English, and he'll say this word is pronounced, you know, it'll be, I have to think of it. Because like, it doesn't even make sense, but it's like, it's there, you know, and then he shows you another word that's the same roughly. And you assume it sounds the same because you just learned how to pronounce the other word. Yeah. And he's, no, you don't see how. And then he's like always coming down on the person for being so confused when clearly it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to look up an actual word. That was a terrible example. But yeah. Oh yeah. Like heat. Here's one. I'm seeing it in the thumbnail. Yeah. So if you're teaching someone the word heat and how to pronounce it, H-E-A-T. And he's like, okay, so now what's this next word? B-E-A-D. And they'll be like, beat? No, you don't see it. Because like, you just taught them heat. It's so good. Definitely, if you ever watch Instagram stuff, that's a very wholesome one and a lot of fun.
That sounds good.
Oh man, well, yeah, we're missing Watts and some of the crew tonight, but we're gonna hold it down, right?
Watts is doing something very interesting that we're not allowed to talk about, I don't think.
Really? I thought she's just driving home in a car right now.
Well, she's driving home from something very interesting.
No, I know what you meant. I'm messing. You're like, where was she?
I'm gonna take a dump real quick. I'll be right back.
But no, wait. Please continue, Briar. Yeah, no,
I could just play that card all night.
Yeah. She was at an undisclosed event in an undisclosed location.
Yeah. Looking at
so I don't know what she can hint at for later, but I think she's hinted at it on her stream before, like going somewhere to do something. But yeah, we can't say what it is, nor the anointed time that it shall be discussed. Now everybody's like, oh my God, what was it? Yeah. Was it, you know, did they get her back into like marathon? Clearly not, or I wouldn't have said it. But yeah, so that'll be fun. I don't know if she's going to be able to join us. She'll probably
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yes, exactly. By the time she gets home.
People
in chat are trying to trick us.
Yeah, into telling us spilling the beans, but
we're not going to be tricked
for it. This is the Fran and Briar show. Look, exactly. You had a good shot at fooling us, honestly.
Yeah, you did. I did almost read it, and it probably is accurate. I don't know, you know, but that's how they trick you.
That's how they get you.
And then you're on the record.
That's how they get you.
Anyway.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Now, I don't know if you know this. I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but I play golf on the side.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Golf.
It's shocking, right?
You?
So golf has a handicapping system. Are you familiar with the golf handicap system?
You know, it's funny that I do know the golf handicap system, but I've never played on a level where like I'm exerting a handicap and like so I don't remember. It has to do with your like normal like par that you get, right?
So yeah, basically
your average.
Like in like real layman's terms, like real simplified, you take like your average score and then what that is above par. So like let's say you generally shoot 10 above par, then your handicap will be about 10. And what that enables you to do then is play anybody of any skill level competitively. Because if I'm 10 over par and you're 5 over par, then what we do is we just add 5 strokes, or what we subtract 5 strokes from my score, and then we are now competitive, right? We can play the same course competitively.
Right.
Why is there not a system like this in video games? Why is there not a system in competitive video games that handicaps players so that everybody can be in the same pool together?
Uh, so the idea would be they would like be balancing your shots and stuff based on like your average. Who knows, right? I think it's complicated for stars, but it is an interesting question. I have a feeling somebody's tried it.
Yeah.
Because like actually the first thing that comes
change how many shots it would take to kill somebody, because then it would just be like you wouldn't be able to rely, like you'd hear like 6 tick marks and turn away because you thought they were dead, but they'd still be alive based on the handicap system. So that I don't think you could do that. But what if you just started the game like let's say we're playing Destiny PvP again, and just like, hey, this team has a handicap of 10, this other team has a handicap of 0. We're just gonna start them 10 kills up.
Yeah. And again, for those in chat, because I see people saying like skill-based matchmaking. He's like saying, no, well, you won't need to do it. You just take the averages and say like this team is likely to get like, kill you by 20. So why not adjust that, right? Is what you're saying.
So skill-based matchmaking is putting players of the same skill together. But in golf, you can put players of any skill on the same course and they can compete because of the handicapping system. So
well, actually, okay. 2 things come to mind. One, I don't know why. I'm like, what was it in like Smash Brothers had something like this? I swear it had a handicap system.
Did it?
I'll have to go look that up. It had some setting. I don't remember what it related to, but it comes to mind. Now, putting that aside, if it's been done and that did anything, the first thing now that I'm thinking about, I'm like, dude, it would be exploited. Like, it's not like being on the golf course. So, like, the problem is, I don't know how to exploit it. It's just like, I'm sure it could be immediately exploited. You'd get people that would drop their level on purpose, but it's the same as like a Smurf account, like where you get someone super high skill and they get into skill-based matchmaking. And like, I think that's probably part of it. I'm sure there's just like if we take this, to the next, you're like, oh yeah, that is a lot of problems in a video game.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. Like, yeah, fighting games are a good one because it's 1v1. I mean, does Street Fighter not have a setting to? I swear, yeah.
So
Smash Bros. Had this,
Street Fighter
like, dude,
actually does have it. Is you could just basically give the worst player like a bigger health bar. Or they can do more damage.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't necessarily like make it an even match, but it makes it more competitive.
Yeah, because like if you were more likely to get in more combos and do more damage, then it offsets that. So yeah, I think it's been done and works in fighting game stuff. I think when you get into like huge lobbies, even 5v5s or 10v10s, etc., I bet you it's just like it's like shooters. I don't know why, but my reaction is like, it'd just be a mess. They're already a mess. Like people hate skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah,
because then it gets too hard or whatever.
But this would eliminate skill-based matchmaking.
Well, I mean on paper, so. If it just, let's put it, if it works, I love the idea. That sounds good.
Because as like a great player, you'd still be in lobbies with not as good players.
Yeah,
so
no,
you
so
still
everybody
get those clips for YouTube, but you're gonna have to score big to win the match.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting is some people in chat were getting it. It's like that, but that's what sometimes what skill-based matchmaking is trying to do precisely, right? It's trying to mix the lobby's skill. It's not that you're trying to only match your skill. I think it's trying to get everybody. I assume that it's, you know what I mean? If like you've got a handful, if you've got a handful of really good players, and like people were talking about MMR and all that stuff. It's based on stuff like that certainly been tried, but it's not the same as what you're saying. I get it.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's actually a good segue into a topic I had gaming news related.
Let's hear it.
If you want to break that way.
Please do.
All right. You will have to occasionally buy me some time or just go take a dump if writing down like time code. Because without more people talking, like it's wait. I'm like, so yeah, there was some like fighting news this week, and I wanted to ask you about that. But before we get to it, have you seen? You were the one who I think first mentioned the leverless controllers to me.
Oh yes.
And I don't know if it was already announced, this Corsair Nova Blade Pro. Have you seen this?
Oh no, I haven't seen this. I'll Google it right now.
I love like the visual style, but I know nothing about, first of all, like comes to mind. I'm like, I don't remember the controllers they make. But yeah, you'll find an official page from Corsair and they have this Nova Blade. And I was like, I want to know what Briar's first reaction to this is. I'll say it looks pretty, but that's another thing. I always think these leverless controllers look so Nice.
So cool,
It's
right?
just, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's not a big stick, like a sore thumb sticking out of them.
Yeah.
But here's what it says while you maybe read on it. 15 adjustable buttons with 8x programmable G keys. I'm assuming that's like Logitech, G software that you can set them the way you want, maybe. Rapid trigger tech for faster re-inputs. And then it has the Hall effect magnetic switches, right, which is pressure sensitive.
Why would you need pressure sensitive switches?
Well, Hall effect is all the rage now, right? Because of like, then you can, I don't know if it has any haptic feedback, but yeah, I don't know in a fighter, but like how hard you press it could be 2 buttons, right?
Oh, like the original Street Fighter where there was only 2 buttons, there's kick and punch. And depending on how hard you hit the button, you got a different move.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, something like that, I bet. I'm a little less informed on that stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Do you have any reaction to this? And like, and maybe remind us of like, why do people like Leverless? What else is out there? If you feel like up to date on it.
Yeah.
But
I actually use one of these. I use it actually more with 2D old school shooters than I use it for fighting games.
Oh, because now you're talking my language.
Yeah, because and actually a lot of people use it for like platforming games like Mario Brothers and stuff like that because of the precision of the inputs. Instead of using a D-pad, you're using the 4 buttons on the. I've got a picture of it up on the screen for anybody who's watching the YouTube video.
Yeah.
So you're using your left-handed control movement, and there's you're usually using your thumb where like kind of imagine like a space bar would be to push up. So you jump using your thumb. And they also now are putting another button above kind of your middle finger that you can also hit up on.
Right.
The theory behind these is that they are more precise than using a stick or a D-pad because
you can't make the input mistake, right?
Right, exactly. You don't hit a diagonal instead of like a direct direction just because your thumb or whatever didn't move.
Fat finger it.
And you can move faster.
Finger it.
Because
instead of you're not even moving your finger around.
Right.
Or anything.
Yeah.
It's literally as fast as your nerve pathway will go.
Yeah. In the fighting game community, they were actually pretty controversial when they first hit the scene because they were thought of as cheating. But they've come.
Yeah, I was like, it almost you make it. Yeah.
They've been accepted by the fighting game community. A lot of players use them. It's kind of like a pretty broad mix now. You see a lot of the old arcade sticks. You see a lot of D-pads still, like PlayStation controllers, and you see a lot of these. I think these things are neat. You can use them for a lot of different stuff because they're just when you hook them to a PC, they're just keyboard inputs. So you can kind of like use them as like a Stream Deck or something like that, which is kind of fun.
Oh my god, dude! You're making me want one of these so
cool.
bad. I'm so glad I asked. Like I had no agenda. Other than I like to get informed on this stuff, and it's not remotely my specialty, but I really only thought about it. Yeah, it's like a fighting game controller, but like they even label it Hall effect Leverless fighting game controller. And now you're like, wait, but you can use it, of course. And I bet you it uses the Logitech G software or whatever, which, love or hate, but I do use that all the time with my mouse. So then I like customize buttons. Like I have a mouse that I don't use it often, but it's got like a shift button on it even.
Yeah.
So you can shift and then your buttons can do more things. And like, so that type of power, to your point, can be really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you got me thinking.
Yeah,
all right.
They're cool.
But that being said, I mean, first glance, are they, do they generally cost $250? Like,
yeah, they are expensive.
Yeah.
You can find them if you look around a little bit. You can find, I think, like Junk Food Arcade, and there's a few other brands. Paradise Arcade, I think you probably can find them for cheaper, but they're more boutique brands. But you can customize them. You can get different color cases, different color buttons. You can do a lot with them.
So, of course, there's like a major brand. What's the next major brand that maybe comes to mind? Like Hori or
Razer has one.
Oh, Razer. Oh, so that's.
They have, I think, the Street Fighter branded one, so you can get a picture of like Chun-Li on yours, which.
Yeah, I mean,
that's cool.
Like the latest Chun, full 3D.
Chun-Li.
The latest. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Cammy too. I think.
Yes. No, I like where you're going with this.
Right.
Oh yeah, Hori has one as well. I don't know if it's newer, but
yeah,
actually, yeah, they do.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of them around. I have one over here. I think I have a couple of them. I
You're
bought
not gonna go
one.
take a dump if you disappear, are you?
Yeah, no, I
Wait.
bought one actually for like $90. That was pretty affordable. I think it's called like Hot 42, HAUTE 42,
Yeah.
and
I
it's
think I
like
just saw
real
that.
thin. It's just like it's just like basically they take the motherboard and then they sandwich two pieces of plexi around it, and the buttons are just mounted directly to the motherboard, so it's like real thin and light, so you could throw it in a backpack or something. And that works with PlayStation and with
That's right.
PC.
Nifty.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad I asked. So, on that news, you might need to, if you haven't checked the PlayStation State of Play announcements this week, there was a couple new trailers. You may or may not want to look, but if you remember that Marvel Tokon, Tokon,
Oh man.
that's from Arc System Works, right? We've talked about it. I remember us going a little bit ham for it. But basically, I don't, I've had a busy one this week, but what I recall is I think it's got a closed beta coming up. And yeah, they just showed some new footage. So it was in short, like, do you, remember that game? Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, absolutely. Is there a new beta coming out? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I believe, let's see, closed beta. We're doing it live. We got a few less voices here. Yeah, so it arrives closed beta number 2. Oh, I didn't even realize. But yeah, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls has a closed beta coming out around December 5th. And yeah, I mean, that game just looks really good. So it was pretty much that. I remember even me, I don't play a lot of fighting games these days just because of the time, it takes to invest in them. But that game looks dope. And it has a closed beta, I guess, coming out on December 5th. So pretty excited about that one. And
you think you'll jump in and play a little bit?
I doubt it, unless I get one of those leverless controllers and get that on my mind. But maybe related to that, are you like, do you have any fighting games on your radar right now? Or are you pretty much like Street Fighter when you do play? Is that pretty much it?
I like to play all of them when they come out. But the one I come back to is Street Fighter. It takes a lot of time to like really learn the systems and everything. And I'm not that good. Like I'm not like a fighting game expert. I just like playing Street Fighter. Like I like playing fighting games,
Oh yeah.
But I'm not like so good that I can start like I could just jump in and start winning matches. This game though looks like it's worth the time to put in. Like especially if you like the Marvel characters, and this is such a unique art style like for those Marvel characters, which I really like.
And it's got the team,
the
swaps,
aspect,
which was Marvel vs. Capcom one of the first that did that, right?
Yeah.
I think so. But yeah, I know people love, when people do it right. I mean, Arc Systems Works is one of the best. And so for all these reasons, they got the Marvel license, they're using all their signature hand animated looks and then, the swap system and all that. So it's,
I don't actually prefer the tag battle systems.
Yeah.
I think because I don't have enough time to learn so many characters.
Yeah, those combo chains where you're like, I got all this characters combo chains, and then I'm gonna do in the middle of the combo chain the swap combo part, and then go into their part of their combo chain as part of that. And then also, for sure. That's what I mean. Like, it's amazing, but it requires a lot of time. What were we just playing recently that I was like, it's like a fighting game? Because Ninja Gaiden. Like it's different, but even it's a different way of playing because it demands memorization versus reaction. I mean, you get there, but that like playing Ninja Gaiden, you get that, you see the list and you're just like, dude, you like light, heavy, light, heavy, 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 light. And they all have like simple or different names. And it's like, so there's like 100 moves here. You want to just to memorize all these, but yeah. And then once you start doing it, right. Once you start doing it, it does become reactive. But I know that I can't be the only one out there when you see that, and therefore fighting games by their nature, usually I'm like, I'm going to go play all these other games I need to play.
The Marvel vs. Capcom games, I almost have even trouble watching them like in like a Evo setting because it's there's so much going on that it's like hard for me to grok. Like it's hard for me to just like understand what's happening. What I mean? It's a lot. That
makes sense. Yeah. No, that's a good point too. Like watching Evo to really enjoy it. It's like me if I try to watch like a football game. Like, I mean, I've been around football and I've watched, but I don't really watch it,
Yeah.
They're like some penalty, and there's people that know the exacts, the immediate, and they get so much more enjoyment out of it. And it's the same with fighting games where you know what just happened. Like, there's nothing worse than watching those, right? And the crowd erupts, and you're like, what happened? I'm like, I'm not in the right place. I don't even know what just happened, but well, let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like the one-on-one fighting games, like, you can see what's going on. This guy's beating this guy's ass.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can see that. But with MVC games where you got, like, multiple characters coming in and, like a combo could start and the crowd realizes that this combo's going to kill somebody even though he's got 3/4 of health bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, other than those, like, obvious, you're right. It can be intimidating to watch a game that you don't really know about, but.
Brandon, did you see the Steam Machine announcement?
I did. I didn't get into the heavy details. I believe we're waiting on a release date and price.
Yeah, I think rumored is like early 2026, or they might have said early 2026, but no price yet.
Yeah,
but
I don't know why else
you'd
announce it. Yes,
and the specs are interesting. I am pretty much in front of me up here, like a steel trap up here, as you well know. So it's got 8 gigs of RAM. It's got like a 4.8 or 4.6 gig gigahertz processor.
Yeah, one of the Zens.
I'm sorry, 16 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of video RAM, and it's a slightly older GPU. So I was watching the Digital Foundry.
It's decent though.
8 gigs is decent.
Yeah.
I was watching Digital Foundry talking about like kind of like they're comparing it to like an AMD 7600, maybe a little slower than a 7600, which is a little bit of an older card now. So it's not going to be like high end, right? Which I was kind of surprised by. I guess I shouldn't have been based on the Steam Deck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but that's the real question is, like, did they speculate on what they thought it would cost? Do you recall?
I do not know. I didn't watch their whole video, but I've heard like people thinking around $600, which I think is pretty high for something that, again, I'm referencing Digital Foundry. They were thinking 1440p, like.
Yeah, which is more than fine.
Like new games. I don't know. Is it for the living room where most people are going to be playing on 4K TVs? Are most people playing on 4K TVs, or am I just...
No, I don't think most are, but these type of, I think, enthusiasts are. So, right, you get into that segmenting, and it's like, yeah, well, if you're buying a Steam machine, you're probably going to have a 4K TV. Probably, even if, like, right now, you could also say, well, their whole idea would be to broaden that market. Yeah. Because we've had a Steam box before, right? And forget when that was, but you know, it wasn't
10 years ago at least.
Wow, yeah, wildly popular, easily, yeah. And that's when they started the big picture mode stuff and all, which I actually thought was great. It was the right direction, and you know, Steam, you know, Valve, I should say, does what Valve wants on its timeline. So here we are. You know, I think it took the Steam Deck to kind of bring them full circle. What I find most interesting is, like it's. Well, how much will it cost? But where is it meant to fit in? And it's the exact conversation we were just talking about it. Remember with the Xbox and the next box I was asking about. And we were like, like how's it going to fit in and who's it for and how much it's going to cost? They can have multiple iterations. And now, I mean, we knew that Valve was going to be doing something similar, but they're getting out of the gate. So it's interesting. Let's say it is early next year. And then you've got ROG Ally Xbox, right, that just came out to compete with Steam Deck, but there is no other than Xbox Series S and all that to basically be competing with those.
Yeah.
And PlayStation right now.
Yeah.
So like on that
they're
front,
competing with everybody, right? They're competing with Nintendo Switch on the Steam Deck front. I mean, it's not a direct comparison, but I mean, it's a handheld that plays video games. So.
On Steam Deck, But I was like, for a in your living room style experience,
right?
Who does it closely compete with? And the big thing I brought up is like the game changer is, you know, in the similar to like Nintendo eShop and all that, but like it is the Steam store. So if it runs on this, like the library is huge, and it is just by its nature is exclusive sometimes. Where we were talking about some beta demos and you're like, what was it? It was some early access demo. Maybe it was, I don't know if it's called Vel or Mortis or whatever that one was, but there was stuff out there that we were like, oh yeah, you can't even play that unless you have Steam right now. Oh no, it was it was like that Vampire Survivor 3D looking something bonk,
Oh,
Mega
yeah.
Bonk.
Mega
Thank you.
Bonk.
Got there. But yeah, like Mega Bonk's a good example. And like I bring it up again because it is, as people like parse through, they're like, well, I already have a PlayStation, you know, I already have a Switch, and why would I get it? And then you need to remind yourself, you're like, well, stuff like that happens all the time. And you're like, oh, dude, I am playing Mega Bonk on my PC. I wouldn't mind playing that in my living room, you know, or maybe you don't have a PC that can even play it. And you're like, 450, 500, we'll see what this costs, you know. So I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a $500 entry point.
I would love to see $500. I think $500 would be real good because you get the Steam Deck, you get the Steam experience, which is good on a TV. I've hooked up my Steam Deck to a TV and used it that way, and it works really well, much better than Windows. Like gaming on Windows on a TV does. Like a living room experience on Windows is kind of still pretty clunky. But the Steam Deck works great. So this is just that experience with more power. I think price is definitely an issue with this thing because they are competing against the PlayStation. They are competing against like, hey, can I just build a PC? Like, how much is that going to cost me? But I mean, this has a nice form factor. It looks like half an Xbox. It's kind of cool looking.
Yeah. I was looking at it. I was like, well, I think about it. Yeah, where does this fit in? Because you said 8 gigs of VRAM.
Yeah,
I was trying to pull up the
16 gigs
specs
of regular
right
RAM. An AMD Ryzen, pretty new processor that runs at 4.8.
Oh yeah,
gigahertz.
Here it is. Yeah, so it's RDNA 3. Yeah, the AMD Zen 4 and like what that's equivalent to. But actually, yeah, you look at this plus the connectivity. HDMI 2.0, they pulled the Nintendo Switch on that one, right? So
that's weird.
Like, in other words, isn't it the same problem that Switch has? Whatever, we don't have to get into it. If you have HDR and it's 4K and you want to go up to 120 or whatever, I forget where it starts and stops on that one. And it comes with a display port too. So actually, yeah, like maybe this is like, is it going to be $699 or $649? I mean, I don't think it sounds unreasonable at all for the cost. But yeah, maybe it's $700 and they're like, it's exactly what we, you know, if they're saying it's between like a PC and a console, like.
I feel like that's a tough sell at 700. See, now you're talking PlayStation Pro.
But there you go. So if it's, I mean, that might be a better way to frame it. If, you know, I'm looking, let's see, Steam Deck prices with the OLED, $650 for the 1 terabyte at MSRP here. So $650 for the 1 terabyte OLED Steam Deck. So this would put it above saying like, look, if you don't just want Steam Deck, you're above it. Granted, you know, you can get a Steam Deck for $400 with like limited space and an LCD screen.
Yeah, and they did say there's going to be multiple SKUs of this thing too, with like the size of the SSD being
right. That'll be like a grand, yeah, or more. Yeah, maybe it's more. The more I talk about it, I guess, and think about it, I haven't had a chance to really process it, but yeah, I think it's meant to compete more with the PC market out the gate because that's what Steam is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've no doubt they're thinking about everything we mentioned, but I think it's much closer to like people are like, I really want a console, and you're like, well, I trust Steam, I use Steam, I know, you know, the library's huge. Yeah. And you're like, I can get a PC for less than $1,000. Like, it feels like maybe that is the start of the marketing. Is like, it's a very reliable Steam PC experience without all the clutter, and it's less than $1,000. And you're like, yeah, and like, because and you know,
and you don't have to deal with Windows. Like, you don't have to deal about Windows drivers and like
all the above,
Windows sound settings and
Windows
shitty HDR support still.
It's just so and it brings us back to the next box stuff of like they're trying to solve the exact same thing except they are Windows. So I mean, I think it's interesting. I don't have any. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And you got PlayStation coming out with a portable, so like they're gonna have an equivalent ecosystem on the PlayStation side. It's a for the brand. I'm excited. Deck. Like, I'm actually pretty excited.
Yeah, you're excited.
You got a lot of stuff that's like coming out like, I mean, not like tomorrow, but pretty soon. And they're all going head to head, and it's going to be a pretty exciting time to be a gamer. Like, you're going to have a lot of options. I think this is an interesting product because all those games that I currently have on Steam, I have really transitioned away to playing on my PC. Like, I just don't do it anymore. I play in the living room on the big TV. That's just how I prefer to play now. And sometimes I like to play on my Steam Deck or on my Nintendo Switch while, like, let's say, my wife is watching Downton Abbey.
Yeah, I know.
But sometimes I got the screen to myself and I want to play that same game on the big screen. This is just another way to enjoy that. And Steam, way more affordable to buy games on Steam than it is to buy on PlayStation Store.
What makes you say that? Just like the sales, or?
Yeah, I mean,
there's more sales maybe.
That's anecdotal for sure.
Yeah,
but it seems like it is.
I think it's because you see so many Steam days and sales. Like, at the end of the day, it's like usually when a game's on sale on Steam, it's on sale on those other stores. But yeah, because I was thinking, like, wait, I don't think the margins are any different. Like, I think they take 30% ish, and Sony takes 30. So, like, I don't think the economics change a bunch there. But yeah, I mean, as you talk more about it, the more my reaction is actually like, man, yeah, they've got the handheld PC going pretty good. I know that people still want some improvements with Steam Deck, and like it's kind of pushing the limits, but like, in other words, that's what makes it different than Switch. It's like, no, but your Steam library sort of as a PC in your hands. Nobody else really has that except for Xbox right now is trying to do that. And then they're saying cross-compatible. I assume cross, it's the same save in your Steam store, right? So
they're saying you can be doing that. A memory card out of your Steam Deck that has a game on it and just put it in this box and just play it right off the memory card. The game's already on that memory card.
You're saying it has that feature?
Yeah, an SD card. Yeah, you just pull it out of your, like, the game is installed on an SD card on your Steam Deck. You pull it out of that, put it in this box. What are we calling this box? I vote for the GabeCube, and I will not be persuaded otherwise.
I love that. The GabeCube. Oh, I'm sure everybody's been saying that. I want to see these Photoshops. Well, these edits now on the GabeCube. That's so good. I also want him to put a little purse handle on it. Just
a little handle? That would be nice.
Yeah, maybe a little purple LED light. Dude, the GabeCube. So good. You got me real excited now.
But yeah, I mean, that's a cool feature because, especially if you got a limited bandwidth situation. People still have limited bandwidth situations. Is that still a thing? Is Comcast still fucking people with like limited downloads per month?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, like, actually everybody has it. It's normally like, if you don't have the highest plan, like, it's reasonable, but no, like, people worry sometimes about, let's say, like, their plan is set and then they have kids especially, and it's like, whoa, like, why are we pushing like 4 terabytes this month? Like, our plan's not above that. And it's like, wow, I downloaded all these games, you're like, you're not even playing them, Anyway, yes, people worry about that. But I wanted to finish my thought on I think you got it, but it's like, I don't think there is a competitor, other than what PlayStation Portable is on a console. But again, for PC, the idea that you can play handheld, go to the toilet, blah, 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 play in bed, but then instantly you're on your TV. We talked about that as the appeal of the next box and all that too. And like, here we are, I'm trying to get my head, thinking about playing even if you have a PC, it's like, well, if I want to sit down on the couch, it has always been an issue. Even when I've gotten into PC, sometimes you just want to sit down and like transition to some games on the couch, and you like the option to hook
the coffee table, sit into a couch.
It's terrible to hook up a PC to TVs. Now that it is and it isn't, depending on the house and the amount of money you have. But if you can make that easy, it is quite appealing. So I think it's really interesting. I'll take it. But I don't know that it would suddenly catch fire as like a console competitor. And I think that's the question.
I think it could. I mean, PCs are hot, and you're gonna have other Steam machines besides the one made by Valve, right? Just like we're getting Steam Deck, we're getting other handhelds that run SteamOS.
That's a good point. I mean, are they going to license that out? Do they need to?
I believe that's their
have
plan.
Have they said that?
To license SteamOS out for other people to put on their box. I would love, honestly, to make my gaming PC just run SteamOS. I mean, I would have to have a dual boot system so I could run the Epic Store or I would have to, right? But most of the games I own are on Steam. And when you turn on a SteamOS, it just comes up with the user interface and you can start playing. Not like Windows where, you got to run 3 updates. You got to figure out why there's no sound coming out of your surround sound. You got to do 6 driver updates. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I can't speak to like Steam OS stuff because I don't have that experience. But you have a Steam Deck. Does it, when it does update, is it seamless? Do you run into any oddities with that?
When it was brand new, it was a little more of the Wild West. For the last several years, though, it feels like like any other device, like a Nintendo Switch or like a iPhone, where every once in a while I'll say, "Hey, we updated while you were away," or "Hey, there's an update available and you can update it," and then it's done. It's not like Windows, where you update it and then you can't. You spend the next 2 hours figuring out why your Focusrite doesn't work anymore.
Trying to roll back.
Yeah.
And again, but that is I mean, I 100% agree with you. But like that's the difference. You're doing so much with like Windows and like it's a different purpose and like when you mix that with these other ecosystems, that's precisely the issue and why people are driven the console. It's like, yo, I don't mind like a PC for productivity and like I do my podcast from there, I do production, etc. And then you start gaming on it and installing the driver, and then everything starts getting messed up. You're like, why does my microphone not work anymore? Why did my volume or you just will lose volume, and then you're like, you try to fix it for an hour, and you go to your volume settings, and you're like, it turned it down, turn my microphone to 0. Like, how did that even happen? It's like, that's Windows, and you're like, okay.
Oh, Windows got me again.
Yeah. So removing that clutter, but I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty hard to break into the console market. In other words, right? Xbox. If we deem that a failure because PlayStation is the leader, how is something like this, to play sort of devil's advocate without knowing more? How is this going to come anywhere close to this quickly?
Well, it doesn't have
a
to,
PlayStation,
right? Because even if it sells like small numbers, right? As long as they're not making a loss, I mean, it doesn't even matter.
But I'm not asking for business. I was just like, do we really think it'll be? That's my point. Is like,
I think it has the potential to grow a huge audience over time. I think there'd be some. Steam diehards that buy it right off the bat, at least one on this podcast probably. And then, like over time.
What if I could?
Over time, I think it'll assuming it's good, right? And I have no reason to think it won't be as good as the Steam Deck, but with more power.
Yeah, a moderately powered PC.
Yeah,
like who cares what the resolution? If it looks I mean, maybe. The 4K discussion maybe matters a bit, but I'll just say, like, let's say that it's running 1440.
It does
pretty well. Yeah.
I mean, there'll be AI upscaling, I'm sure. So,
like
FSR gen and all that. Yeah. But I mean,
but it's fine enough, is my point. So if it's moderately powered, maybe this is the question to you. You get it in your hands. You paid $800. You got it. You've got your PC.
We started at 5. You should be working for
the
right
more
now. You're like just ratcheting this price up as we go along.
Because the more I think about it, and I on the side, I was like, wait, what are these specs again? I'm like, dude, if this is closer to I put it in Intel terms. I was looking at this is like 12th edge of 12th gen, maybe if for those Intel and NVIDIA fans, 3060, 4060 territory with, it's AMD FSR. So I started to think about that and all the other stuff. I'm like, I don't see this getting out the door for, only $1,000 prior. No, but anyway, what I was asking was, let's assume you get it. It's moderately powered. And it is like, you find out, you're like, well, it's 1440p, but it always it upscales, to the 4K output regardless, right? And then you're just judging with your eyes. So you got it on your TV and you're like, looks good. It's a little noisier. I would have liked a little more resolution. Is there enough in there? That performance, maybe it's running at 60 to 80 more commonly. I don't know what your PC is, but in other words, would you be like, you know what? I am playing this one on my PC. Would you have that feeling?
I don't really play many games on my PC anymore.
Oh,
I just don't prefer sitting in the office chair.
Right.
Like bolt upright. I just prefer sitting in the living room. So I'll probably end up buying this. And when I buy digital games, I prefer to buy them on Steam because I feel like it's a platform that's not going to it's not going to pull like a PS3 store and just like disappear and then all my games kind of disappear with it. I feel like when you buy a Steam game, you have a little more security. Maybe that's false security. We don't know. But I have a little more security that game is going to be in my library and playable for longer than, if I buy it on a Nintendo platform and they, close down that store.
Yeah.
And I can play it when I get a Steam Deck 2 or a Steam Deck or I already forgot the name of it. What did I call it? The Gabe box?
GabeCube.
When I get a GabeCube,
he wasn't joking about his memory, folks. I believe him now.
When I get a GabeCube,
comes up with a brilliant
those games
joke.
Will still work.
Yeah, no, I mean you're right, and actually you're identifying another really strong reason that, and again, it's funny because this Xbox has fully talked about like the whole where did I buy this game? Where is it? Like it's on my PC, but which store? And it's like it's such a mess. And they're still trying to be a level above this, right? They're trying to get to the point where they can boot up your Steam store and your Epic store and probably Roblox, right, separately, or all of the above. So they're still trying to, but Steam brings is that brand of you're like, dude, it's Steam, like pretty much everything's on it, and I've bought a ton on it if you've been playing in this ecosystem. So I mean, the more I talk about it, I can say for sure. I mean, this is not a good example. But I was like, if I had the cash, I'm like, I would 100% get it, and I would put it on my TV, and it'd be one of the only console-like experiences that I would touch because I only play PlayStation. I am streaming everything, so I have to pretend that I'm actually going to relax and sit on this couch and play something. But in that style, I'd be instantly in for it for sure. But I would also want 2 terabytes of memory. I hate installing
storage. You're saying
storage, game storage, and I don't think it comes with a ton. And all consoles face this, but you have to factor that into the price when you're thinking about it. I don't think people are, but
you can upgrade it.
Well, I know, and like you said, maybe they'll sell some out of the box versions. But what was the base?
512.
Was it 512? Yeah,
that's not much.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I guess when you say it out loud and you're like, I don't know how much if the OS is installed on something separate, but presuming it's not, it's like, look, let's just assume that you're about 5 games, give or take some other stuff going on there. It's not bad, but I don't know. I do get to that point where I'm kind of juggling between games, and as soon as you have to start on installing stuff, you don't look back sometimes. You're like, it's already uninstalled. Do you do that?
Yeah, that's 100%. Uninstalling a game is like the gift of death. I can tell myself whatever story I want. I'm never going back.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's like a life or death Japanese game show kind of vibe where it's you must uninstall one of these, and I'm like, oh, but if I do, I'm gonna forget that I was playing it, even if it's in my life. You know what I mean? And you're like, I can't. That's asking a lot. So. Which sounds ridiculous.
I'm not gonna play games tonight. There's too many decisions for me.
Yeah. You actually
I'm not
just
ready
quit
for this
gaming.
kind of commitment.
That's what I'm saying. When faced with this paralysis, you're like, I got enough to worry about other than uninstalling one of my favorite games,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, I still have Suicide Squad installed over here. No, I'm kidding. I had that one in there for a while because I always was like, I just want to see what it's like inside there. And then I was like, a year later, I'm like, why do I still have this installed? But
I want to boot up my PlayStation right now, see what the oldest game
what's
that I've got installed.
Oh yeah, it's nice to have them installed. So point is, it'll drive the price up. But yeah, look, I mean, I think the community is excited. We'll see how excited they are when we know the price and the release dates. But I think we're getting the sense or confirmation, right, that they're like, there's no Half-Life 3 coming. We swear, I don't know if they've said it in so many words, but I thought they said something like there wouldn't be Well, I don't want to misquote. It might have been about VR, but I do wonder, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
where is
VR
Half-Life 3?
controller.
Yeah, oh, there's VR controller as well, right?
Yeah, there's VR headset and controllers, and there's a new like console-based controller, but it has like the touchpads like the Steam Deck does.
But yeah, like the question was, do you need Half-Life 3 in an exclusive console like product to drive sales of this? If you get into the competitive side and the business side, like, do you think without it that it's like, why did Steam do this? And that they need like Half-Life 3 and a couple exclusive games?
I don't think they do. No, I mean they got every game on Steam.
Yeah, like I speak for both of us. Like, of course, I really want a Half-Life 3.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's exclusive to the Steam store or not. Like, I mean, I get why they would do it, but for all the reasons we just outlined, I don't have like that. I don't need that to buy one. In fact, it's in a way it's reductive. Like it's funny because it's in the nature of discussing this type of hardware, a console like piece. But then I'm like, we just outlined exactly all the reasons that it would be exciting and that form factor, et cetera, that you're like, yeah, like it could really like fill a gap. And that, yeah, like I don't really think about it as like, am I buying the next PlayStation 6, the next Xbox or the Steam machine? It doesn't compete in that world as much.
You think Microsoft right now is thinking, oh shit, we got to take our games off of Steam?
No. Yeah, I think they're, like I said, I think they're trying to operate at a level above that even. How do they still be like, just like this without all the clutter and problems, but then allow you to use Steam somehow and allow you to use the Epic Store and like make that all seamless that basically you, because Steam has to run on Windows. So like, I don't know how they'll do it.
Steam OS is Linux.
No, what I'm saying is your Steam and the games within Steam on your PC run on DirectX and but what I'm saying is they are always like Steam stuff is already going to be, the store is already going to be ready to go in the Windows environment. So they just have to like clean up all those other problems. But then can they add the Epic Store? Can they add, individual stuff too? Like you get these vendors that are like, well, we have our own app for that. They're usually these like gotcha games. But people are like, I've never downloaded Roblox actually. I forget where and how you can get all that stuff installed, but probably a good example. Like I think the Xbox stuff still has good potential of like existing in a similar way, but adding, all the panache of the usual Xbox experience. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about so many pieces of this and I'm like, yeah, it really puts PlayStation in this unique, questionable spot almost of like everybody's kind of like swimming away from this big shark almost of that console like experience. And like, is that a good thing? And is that their messaging for 6? It's like, well, we're PlayStation 6. We've got these 10 brilliant exclusive games over the next 6 years and everything else that you normally play, but we don't have Steam and all that other stuff.
No,
but that's too much.
If they have the handheld that runs the same games, similar to the Steam OS or Steam Deck experience, maybe, at a reduced, reduced fidelity, but still, you're still got the handheld that runs the same games. Like that is a compelling offer too. I think I still say Nintendo's offering is compelling. Like I know it's not as powerful as these machines, but it's great to be able to play the same game on your TV and in a handheld. Like I still think that's it's an awesome thing.
Yeah, but that's what's it. Everybody's moving towards solving the problem Nintendo Switch solved, right? We've pretty much already got that almost down. Like Nintendo wins in sheer volume. Also the Nintendo exclusive games, but it is relatively affordable and it's reliable as well. There's nothing like, for as much as like Joy-Con drift and stuff exists, I think there's still like so much like faith in, well, it's a Nintendo product and like there's a problem, they'll fix it, blah blah. But even like for me, like buying a Steam Deck, I'd be more worried. I'm like, it's got more parts and stuff, doesn't it? Probably doesn't. But you have that feeling of like, I don't know.
It doesn't feel as like quality as like a Switch 2 either, like in your hand.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I think there's some catching up to do there, but then they don't make a console anymore. That is the console. So their approach has been different. I don't expect that to change much. Whereas Steam, you know, and maybe PlayStation are now willing to go more in that direction of like, no, we got a console, and then you can do the handheld if you want, or if you want to do VR, and it's all like cross ecosystem. But
I love it.
anyway,
I love this, honestly. Like, I love everybody's approach right now, except for Xbox. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, whatever.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
You know what they want to do? But yeah, like we talked about, it's like, dude, it's like they're speaking out of the side of their mouth on so many things, and then things keep changing, and then
I love what PlayStation's up to. Like, I'm honestly, I've been loving the PlayStation 5 generation. Like, I really have been. It's been a very powerful console. I've been playing games at 4K in my living room, and now with the Pro, like I'm getting 4K 60. I'm really having a good time with that console. Like, I really am not missing the PC experience, except for when there's PC exclusive games.
Yeah,
I've been loving the Switch too. I wish there were more games coming out, but I love the Switch, which, like, I really did not think that thing was going to be my thing when it first came out. But man,
Switch 2 or Switch?
The first one
in general.
Like, I saw that. I'm like, why would anybody buy this? You just play all these games on your phone. It's the same thing. Okay, hand up. I was wrong. I got it. Hand up.
No, I was
made a mistake there.
Yeah. I think the Wii mistrust and the Wii U mistrust like added to that, but
for sure.
Sure. It was. I think it surprised everybody with its.
I love that novelty. That format, and like and now with Steam coming into your living room in 2 different ways, like I'm just happy. Like I'm really excited for this. This is really fun. This is gonna be a great generation coming up.
Yeah, you're getting me excited. But yeah, it comes down to, I think you got to break it down at a percentage of the game, but really where you think your playtime is going to be. If you got to make decisions, it can't have everything.
Oh yeah. Well, you can have
a percentage of like how much like are you willing to play older stuff, but it's very appealing for all those reasons. Like we've said it before, like you could stop making games today, boot up Steam, you would not be bored for
ever.
I'd say a good 5 or 6 years, as long as you have like a good palette, and not everything is like the latest PvP extraction game or whatever, right? But even then, you'd probably be
even
have
those.
What you
it's
need.
Got to be like 70 of those,
right? So yeah, it's exciting for those reasons. But yeah, what I was going to end on there was like it's so interesting that like PlayStation feel good about the investment. But it's like I needed a console of my choosing, and like it was the obvious choice for me. But if I really think about the amount of time I've spent on that, it's not much.
Yeah, but you're in a
unique situation. Because
you're in a unique situation because you stream.
I'm always streaming.
Right?
I'm going to
play
a
lot
PC.
Of games off stream.
No, I don't have time to do that. So
that's how I was when I was streaming a lot. I never played games off stream.
Yeah, I know, and
so
it's
like a PC was perfect for that because it's right here. It's the most powerful.
Everything's
thing.
on.
It looks the best.
Yeah,
like it makes sense for a streamer.
Yeah, but the point is there are exclusives that are really good, and so Death Stranding 2, I had Spider-Man 2 before that, I guess, and we've got Wolverine coming up, and so that's where PlayStation still wins. It's just interesting to think about how that's going to look in a few years with all this stuff colliding. So. Plus the cloud gaming stuff too, where you get into a conversation of like we've talked about of the whole like, well, there's going to even be a version of all this where it's like you don't even need like the latest hardware. You just got to be feeling like your internet connection and the level of maybe subscription service you have like is responsive enough to just play in the cloud, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can play in the cloud and play on a NVIDIA 5090 right now, but you need that subscription.
I think we
feel
need
is it reliable, et cetera.
Like a major leap forward in internet technology before that happens.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you that my internet. You asked earlier, and it's like I don't have like a download cap, but being in San Francisco, they're still all on like copper, and I can't get fiber, and it's a mess for like what I do.
I have fiber, and I still don't like the cloud gaming.
It's still a problem.
Still,
you should try. If you haven't, though, would you say that you've tried the most expensive premium? If you haven't, try the GeForce Now. There's the most expensive one. You have to try that one.
Okay.
I can't really speak to whatever Xbox is doing, but if you remember, try the GeForce one. I think there's even maybe a trial, so you don't have to pay. But I'd be curious
I'll try
what
it
you
this
think.
week, and I'll report next week.
Yeah, I'll see if I can like do the same. I haven't tried it, but I've seen it, and then I've heard tale of it. But I've seen it. I saw Kind of Funny Games was playing some stuff on it. I was like, that is surprising. Like, and I've
It
played a
has
little
been a
COD
while
stuff
since
that,
I've tried it. I tried Stadia when that came
yeah,
out, and then I tried
yeah,
when I bought the PlayStation Portable. I tried it with that, and it was
yeah.
unacceptable.
Yeah, I tried the well, here's the reason I say this. I tried my Destiny 2 was crashing. I was yeah, trying to log in to do like who knows, it was Festival of the Lost or I don't know. And it's still crashing on my Windows for, all the reasons, whatever. So I was like,
Oh,
maybe I can just
Windows.
install it on the cloud real fast cuz like your library works. That's the other nice part. If it's in your Steam library, like you've got it on PC, you can play it on that service. So you can do on a higher end rig. But anyway, I'm like, well, I wasn't like reading all the specs and I did the free version, which has like a queue. It has like advertisements that run, and like but it's free. It's like
Yeah.
1080p. It was a disaster. That was not good. And like, I can't speak to like my internet connection is good. Oh man, it was a blurry mess. The lag was awful. I don't know what was going on with it, but I was like, that is not what I've seen. So I think, in other words, just make sure you don't try that. Try the Primo Ultimate 5090, et cetera, and see what we think of cloud gaming.
I don't have
I
a
got to
problem
do
with
the
the
same.
graphics. I have a problem with the input lag. That's the thing,
No,
right?
If your internet's decent, it's surprising, dude. Yeah, like I'll give you an example. The Kind of Funny guys were testing, I think it was Chronos, A New Dawn in front of me. And I was like, looks pretty good. And yeah, like I might have even grabbed it for a sec. Yeah. And I was like, it feels mostly fine. And like the only last question was like, is it gonna hold up for like 2-hour experience? I don't know. But they do it all the time. They've done it live on stream. I'm not sponsored by NVIDIA, I should say. They are. So, but they didn't tell me to say it, just to be clear. So I was, I'm like, hey, it's looking good. So anyway.
On that system, do you have to buy the game too?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If it's in your, I don't know which PC libraries, but definitely, I think it's any PC library, but Steam for sure. Anything you already own on Steam, you just boot it up. But it's not, I don't even think they have a separate ecosystem. It's like what you play on your PC, and it's for that.
So you're just basically like create an account that can access your Steam library, and then they just put that on a
literally
cloud
it's a
remotely.
NVIDIA account, NVIDIA GeForce Now, I think is what it's called. And then, you connect your Steam library and you authenticate the app within it, is the only thing to do. And there's a little bit of setup there, but it's not bad.
I don't think I'm particularly sensitive to input latency either. Like the fighting game community will tell you how, like, this monitor has, 7 milliseconds and this one has 18.
Yes.
And like, I'm playing on my TV. It looks great.
Yeah. Exactly. Like even your TV can add some depending on your settings. So,
but my previous experiences with cloud gaming that's been the problem, input latency.
Yeah, for sure. Man, can you believe we almost talked about Steam Machine for an hour, dude?
I mean, it's a big deal. I think it's a big deal.
It is big.
I mean, they got a VR headset coming out with it. That's going to be a wireless VR headset as well. That's the first time they're doing a wireless. It's going to be standalone, or it can wirelessly connect to a PC or this new Steam machine.
Yeah.
The new controller, I think, is interesting. I don't know that I love the look of it, but it's
I'm looking at it. It looks awful. And I think we've seen them do this, but like visually, it's a curse. I think it looks stupid, but
it looks like my thumb palms. I don't know what to call that. Like, the meat under your thumb is gonna rest on those touchpads, doesn't it?
Your palm, your hand meat.
Yeah, your hand meat.
Yeah, I don't know how it would feel. It's actually just like it's so weird to see those two like are those buttons or touchpads under there?
Under those touchpads, like on the Steam Deck.
Yeah. Because they've done that. Yeah, exactly. So it's really, I guess that's it. It's mirroring the Steam Deck, so it's got to.
Yeah.
I mean, that being said,
it look great.
Yeah, I hate the shiny. Yeah, like it just like I'm laughing at Brian. If you're listening, like the face that Briar's making. Yeah, it was like somebody farted in a bar face.
Yeah,
and I mean that you're like, what's going on with this controller?
My least favorite thing about the Steam Deck is the controller interface. Like I don't really have I haven't found it necessary for those touchpads, so I don't really care
Yeah.
about them. They just take up a lot of room.
Mm-hmm.
The D-pad isn't great on the Steam Deck, and this one looks the same. The thumbsticks are fine. The buttons are fine.
I think it'll be fine though, because you could also take another approach where like it kind of just looks like a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, but then they added in those two like almost touchpads, and you're like it's kind of similar, but then like the face you're making, it just sums it up. You're like, we've all been there, and you're like, I don't like how this feels. It's so important, and that is where like Nintendo and Sony and even Microsoft now, they're just like so far ahead in terms of their engineering design of that stuff. In general, it feels good. Like I had tried the new ROG Xbox Ally, and even that, which Asus makes, like it's pretty good, but like the weight and the feel, and coming off like the Nintendo Pro controller, that like chalky matte.
Nintendo Pro controller.
It's nice, dude.
It is
yeah.
nice.
And then it's hard to go back to the like a plastic feel because it's your connection to the game and just that first reaction. So anyway, I don't love how it looks, but we'll see.
Controllers, like I use these 8BitDo controllers now.
Yeah.
And they're great. Like, so there's no reason to have bad controllers.
Yeah.
We can just have good controllers now.
It is surprising. I might get it's just not as easy as it seems. You got these huge companies clearly spending a lot of R&D, and then you're like, why did you make these shiny buttons? You're like, who likes those? Like I guess Xbox has shiny buttons, but
yeah. And it should be
said
not the
that
D-pad. With the Steam Deck, you can hook about just any controller up to it, and I'm sure it'll be the same with the GabeCube.
Yeah, the GameCube. The GBC. By the way, did you know or remember that the Nintendo GameCube, actually, I'll just ask, does anyone know, Briar included, what was its acronym? Like the N64. What was the Nintendo GameCube?
N64 was Ultra 64.
No. I was saying like Nintendo 64 was N64 was the 3 letters, I should say, almost an acronym. So what was the Nintendo GameCube?
I don't know.
GCN. And like it's such a Japanese thing of like I don't know if it was I forget, but it was like why is a GameCube Nintendo? They just that's what they decided on.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
They almost named it Star Cube.
Oh, the Revolution. I do remember Revolution now.
Revolution was the Wii, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Revolution was the Wii. Nintendo GameCube was the Dolphin.
Dolphin. That's
my
right.
era,
They named the emulator
man.
Dolphin.
Yeah. Well, that's why exactly.
Yeah.
You don't see how? Yeah. So anyway, we've really gone off the geeky rails on this one.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when they leave us alone.
It's good though. Yeah. No, this is great. I'm like, it's exciting and it was nice to talk about in like so much detail.
Yeah.
I had a few other things on my list. I don't know if you did, but well, we kind of went by it. You don't happen to be a BlazBlu person, do you?
I do like BlazBlu quite a bit.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Had you noticed? I think this is a sequel, but BlazBlu Entropy Effect X. BlazBlu Entropy Effect X. That launches on February 12th, and that's like a BlazBlu like roguelite adventure, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, and it just looks really good, and I've always appreciated the style of BlazBlu and all that is my point, but I didn't know if you happen to have played any of these, but I just think it looks really dope. So that was one that caught my eye, even if I don't know a ton about it. There is a detailed PlayStation blog as one example. But yeah, like it has just dope. It just looks really good. So I don't know if you were able to get eyes on it, but
I'm playing it right now. I am I'm really kind of messed up today because somehow my default browser has become Yahoo, which really fucking me up today.
Your default browser?
Yeah.
This is something your kids do to you sometimes.
I don't know. It's a good joke though if they are.
Oh yes, I love that. How I don't even know a service that will default you to Yahoo, except you were probably installing some emulator thing and it got you. But anyway, BlazBlu Entropy Effect is yeah, I don't know if there's a good summary in there roundup, but I would just say check it out. Visually looks dope. Oh, you got it up on screen.
Yeah,
right now. Nice.
So it's like a 2D action platformer kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I guess it's a platformer as well. I didn't see a ton of platforming, but God, it just looks so good. So shout
Yeah.
out to that one. I don't know if it, now that you see it, does this appeal to you at all?
There's not a whole lot of gameplay here. It's a lot of cutscenes.
Yeah, there you see a little, and that stuff looks like amazing. So
Yeah, the gameplay that's there does look cool.
but yeah, it comes
I
out
would check
in
this out.
February. Yeah, I guess here's what they say. You'll face off against surging hordes across ever-shifting dimensions in an action-focused roguelike platform adventure.
Okay.
I don't use the term fighting. So yeah, anyway, I think that sounds really dope. So I'd keep it on your radar. And yeah, for whatever reason, that stuck out to me.
I don't love roguelikes. I don't like the repetition.
It's like everything now is.
I know.
It depends on what they do for the rogue-like experience. Which really, I don't know why they're saying rogue-like. This is a comment. I'm like, now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, yeah, wait a minute. There's no way this is a rogue-like. It's got to be a rogue-lite. And the main difference in that usually, right, is like a rogue-like is like rogue-like. It's like when you die, like you lose everything. That's where it started, like hardcore.
Rogue.
Yeah. But a rogue-like was based on, that rogue. And that's what it's supposed to be. So everybody uses the term because like people are familiar, but roguelite is normally like, I'm just fighting and I got to drop, in the middle of the fight. And it's like, choose one of these three things to start creating a build for this run. But then what do you keep from that, et cetera, is where the details are. So like, I don't mind that at all. Like I'm looking to have like a tactical skill tree thing and that you're building into this. So to me, I care a little less about that as long as you're retaining,
Like, you got to be a 10 out of 10 roguelike for me to take interest.
Really?
Honestly. Yeah, you got to be like Dead Cells or like, I'm not interested. But I played a lot of Dead Cells, so. It's not
Did you get into Hades at all?
What's that?
Did you get into Hades at all?
I just didn't like it. Wasn't for me.
Dope game, man.
I tried.
Yeah. Interestingly, should have a shot at Game of the Year this year because it's finally out in full. So
I did do it on Switch, and I wonder if that affected my enjoyment of it because it had such a small screen. Maybe I should have tried it on a bigger screen.
Yeah, maybe just the perspective on that one wasn't as much for you, but
yeah, it could be.
Well, I know Mylan's not here, so again, I don't know if you had anything else on your list, but I would love to talk about
Arc Raiders talk again. Thanks a lot, Mylan.
But I want to talk about Arc Raiders
because one little baby, and all of a sudden, I can't do the podcast. I'm so busy with babies.
Yeah, which is funny that Briar has kids, so he can talk all the smack. He's been through it. But what's funny though is, what would you say to this, Briar? Explain to me how it works. So he just had a new child.
Yeah.
It's a baby boy. Yes. Had a new baby boy. And how is he level 60 in Arc Raiders? I just checked in today.
Be child neglect.
I knew you'd have a takedown. Oh man. Yeah, because I'm trying to keep up. I've had stuff going on, but like I'm level 30 something, or about 30. But I checked in on his stream today, and I'll tell you the real reason he can't make it, which is we're going to take him down first. But yeah, I was like, dude, what level are you? He's like, 60. I was like, what? But I mean, to be fair, like there's not a lot that he can do. And, Briar, when, you had babies, did you ever have a situation where you just had him in your arms and you're just like playing games for hours?
Not going to lie to you, Fran. I slid in to this situation when they were about 9 years old.
Oh,
I skipped
so you didn't
the
have to
entire baby situation.
I didn't know. Briar's like, he's such a role model for all of us. He's got a golf sim in his garage. He didn't go through terrible twos and all the. He had to deal with a little bit of prepubescence and like terror, but like, you just really good setup. Your wife seems extremely tolerant. Really amazing.
Obviously,
I gotta offline. I gotta get some pro tips. Oh, really incredible. It's like, oh yeah. Next thing he was gonna be like, actually, they were like 22 when I got my first kids.
I just hire new actors every couple of years.
Yeah, can I adopt someone who graduated college and just be like, yeah, I've got a couple kids.
Yeah, we're gonna need some retirement
just grateful,
support,
Yeah, that they're gonna take care of me. I adopted them, and they're like 25 years old. So maybe jokes aside, like I think he's up with the baby and, you know, around and available, but he's literally just like gaming and streaming, but he's also trying to make Arc Raiders is so hot. You know, I think he's focused on making, you know, YouTube content, and like, you need to do that. He's got another kid in the house, and but he's level 60. I'm very jealous.
Diapers aren't free.
Yeah. So, you know, we'll have to have a more detailed update with him, but I wanted to say my piece on what I think of it, because I don't think we've really had a chance to talk about it, because I was gone last week. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention why I was gone. I could. But yeah, I've been playing quite a bit. There was also a major update today, but I haven't experienced it yet. So again, we'll probably hold off on some of the details. So anyway, in short, Arc Raiders, it's this weird relationship, but here's what I can say about it. Also, Briar's camera you guys seen the Matrix? You know when the cat glitches? Did you guys see that? You know when the cat, it's a frame and it's like in a different spot? Briar just glitched like the Matrix cat. Was I the only one that saw that?
Just saw me walk by twice.
Maybe it was just on my side, but anyway. So I'm in this really weird spot with Arc Raiders where at first I'm like, man, it's just grindy as hell. But that's what extraction shooters are. It's not as grindy as Tarkov. I know. I guaranteed as I said that, someone's like, have you ever played Tarkov? Yes, I have. So hardcore, such a grind. The resets are brutal, and they are trying to meet us in the middle. Bro, stop doing whatever you do. He's staring like, and he's barely blinking. He's freaking me out right now.
I'll go to the bathroom when you talk about Arc
No. But so yeah, at first I'm like, I really dig this game, but I'm like, I feel like because I'm playing solo, and I don't know, these games are so grindy. I'm like, it's so hard to like get to the point where you're feeling like you're starting to like make progress. Everything is drip feed. But I do keep wanting to come back. There's stuff that I keep wanting to do, and then I'm finding myself playing solo. I think it's
that's a good sign.
Yeah. So what did I say? The game is very good, but it is for, you know, it's grindy as hell. And, you know, I haven't even touched like a lot of the competitive stuff, the PvE stuff, because I'm so, you know me, I get in the weeds of like, I'm just focused on learning and optimizing like my run, but in a way that's like, I guess I like learning a lot, but without looking stuff up. And that makes it challenging, you know, where it's like, what is this event? You know, it's a lush nature event. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to that area. And then it's like, you start seeing these baskets and you're like, oh my God, these baskets are full of like all these materials that I need, and little things that you realize the game is, you know, evolving and doing things differently that you learn. And I really appreciate about it. But in short,
tell me,
super
what is
grindy.
The progression system? Like, what is the grindy part of it?
God, dude. Well, you are grinding for skill points for starters. So you just need to get in, and you get XP by existing in the world, looting. If you do get into killing people, pretty much everything you do though, but heavily, you need to open a lot of containers and exist in the world for a little bit. Maybe kill some of the PvE enemies, and get some XP. So XP is going to give you skills, and it's not a resettable skill tree. I'm pretty sure that hasn't changed. So, you know, it's like meaningful. You're like, oh, what am I going to invest in? And so that is nice because it is making you more powerful. I wouldn't say dramatically. That's the drip feed feel, but you're like, I do really want this perk. Like my gear is lighter, my stamina is better, you know, stuff like that. But like any good extraction shooter, especially those inspired by Tarkov, you have a gear bench, and you have a utility bench where you can refine materials, and you have a gunsmith. So you want to make like mods and better stuff for your guns, and you have to like upgrade your bench, you know, with materials and stuff. So you're just like out in the world. You're like, dude, I need an industrial battery, which you find in industrial buildings, and the map will have like, oh, this is a medical building. This is industrial. Again, that's where if people play Tarkov, they know when you complain about being grinded, you're like, dude, you wouldn't even know like what is what. You wouldn't even know it's a battery in Tarkov. You'd be like, dude, is this the battery I need? You know, like, you know, it's not the right battery, dude. That one's orange, you know, like that's how Tarkov plays out. This one, it's like crystal clear. You got it. But anyway, so you have to go to like an industrial building and like crack open, like breach these like containers. And that's number one. That's where I'll say the technical execution of the game, the fact that runs well. The matchmaking's immediate. I've had no issues, but like they sort of did what we always ask why developers don't do, is like make a really high quality, but call it like not it. You don't have to turn everything to 11 so it's not running well. And so you're in this world. It sounds great. The draw distance is on. You know, I have a good graphics card, a 4090, but still, it's just very technically solid. And the audio is so immersive. And that little panache, you know, of the just walking around, the raider footsteps in the distance, like all that, just it's right. You know, it could be tweaked, but it just feels right. And so existing in the world feels really good. And you'll hear like a little drone coming over, you know, in the distance, like, and it kind of freaks you out when you're solo, because you're like, oh, that's a snitch. It's going to call on all these other ones, and like the sounds they make. So my point is, like, I can just go into a building and crack open a container and hear it echoing in that room, and it just feels good. So they nailed that. So when you're sitting there and you're like, I'm just trying to find a battery, you're like, but dude, aren't you doing that over and over on like 4 maps that you unlock? And you're like, yeah, but the maps are huge and there's like so much to learn, and it feels good. It sounds good. So I think that is a lot of what's capturing people, because there's a lot of games where they just feel a little rickety, you know? So I'm really enjoying it for that. I think it's keeping me coming back, but I go between this feeling of like, dude, I just feel like, what am I motivated by right now? Yeah, I need, you know, a rusted gear to upgrade my bench because I want to make this gun. And I'm like, I'm not even like fighting people that often. But that's what's interesting, right? You're like, yeah, but I'm not fighting people, or even the arc, because I'm less scared of people, funnily enough. I'm more afraid of the arc. And I'm like, I don't even get into fights with them because they are brutal. In solo in particular, you've got all the aggro on you. They are, other than like the weak ones, they are well shielded. And let me tell you, you don't want to get into it with a few, because that's what's interesting. It is brutal in that you piss one off. The AI is really good. It'll come like hovering in a door and it zaps you. They often will stun you, but it takes like sometimes your full health bar, shield bar. Then you only got a little health left and it hits you again. That's about it. So you're sitting there like, I gotta heal, I gotta get it. You're like running and you're like, I'm out of stamina, I'm stunned, you know, like they will take you down so fast. And I think it's a good place to be, because it makes me want to get stronger.
Does that create a situation where players are teaming up more than doing PvP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't speak, you know, it's anecdotal, you know, in that sense, like you were getting at before with the stats, but I don't know, but I feel like it is driving people, because like it is brutal, but there's something about the world that they're wanting to help people out. I think that's changing, and it's very different in also like team-based versus solo. Solo, we may or may not have talked about this on the show. It's a whole different story, so I won't get into it, but it is nuts how friendly solo is. I honestly, I can't even believe it. It's super weird. Like, it's created this morality, you know, just this idea in my head now that like, if I want to kill people sometimes, and then there's like an emo in the game. They're like, don't shoot. I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't. Like, I don't want to be a dick. And it's really weird. You're like,
this seems like a game I would thrive in.
Yeah. Well, for now, you should try solo, dude.
I'm gonna have to.
It's just like it's beautiful. It's immersive, and you'd be surprised. It's not a kill or be killed environment. I mean, you might run into that, but I'd say it's 90% of the time. It's shocking. Imagine literally going into a world where, you know, everybody's just trying to like get some loot and get out, and you're like, yo, what's up, man? It's like going to the grocery store. Well, even better than that, because you might want to talk to somebody.
One of you might shoot the other one in the
well, yeah, nothing.
No, so exactly like an American grocery store.
Okay, maybe it's more like a friendly neighborhood bar.
Just like going to school.
Yeah. Oh God, dude. But you'd be surprised. Like, it is surprisingly friendly. You're like, hey, what's up, man? What are you looking for? It's this really weird feeling. So yeah, maybe when people are back on, have had the same experience, could get into it. But anyway, in short, people are hearing a lot of hype about it. We've heard Shroud is like, this is the best game I've ever played. It's the game of the year. And like, it's created this buzz. Whether or not he's actually played like Expedition 33, which people love, and Blueprints and other things, like, I don't really know, but I do know enough about his DNA of like, I know he likes competitive games. I know he likes shooters. So I think on that front, it must be quite impressive. And it's funny because I'm not rolling with like a team of 3 for like a optimal max build and, like rolling out and destroying people. But there's also the PvE elements. It's surprising. So it's my point I was going at there was that there's a lot of hype and people are like, is it living up to the hype? Is it worth the hype? I'd be like, yeah, if you like all those things, yeah, for sure. But it's still grindy. And I'm questioning every time I go, I'm like, dude, like, can I put another 20 levels in? But then I'll walk away and I'm like, I think I gotta play some more Arc Raiders. So it's doing something.
How grindy is it? Like 20 levels, how long does that take, you think?
So here's, first of all, there's going to be people that, oh, you do it super fast if you look up this grind loop. But I'm not, if you just play it, okay? I'm always talking average.
The Fran way.
Yeah, it's going to take you 20, 25 hours just to get to that level.
So it's not like crazy bad.
Maybe 15 if you're lucky and the game's evolved a bit. But yeah, but I think that it's a curve. It's somewhat exponential. So to get to like level 60, it's like 80 hours. Max level right now is 75. That's probably like 110 hours. And people are like, dude, you can do it fast. I'm like, I get it. You're not calculating your downtime, your bathroom breaks. Dude, it's going to take you like over 100 hours.
Are they going to do resets in this game where you just start from scratch again?
Yeah. So you lose all your skill points. There are some weird bonus skill points that you're going to get. That's different. But in general, you lose your stash. It's got a stash that's small, that you need to grow. It's got skill points that we talked about. That gets reset. All your gear benches I talked about get reset. But what they did is they have a project you're contributing to right now. The idea is the caravan is leaving for the next expedition in December or whatever it is. And the idea is that if you are playing enough, you can start contributing all these extra materials to it. And if you finish it, you get what I was hinting at. There are some bonuses. You'll get like some exclusive cosmetics. You'll get, there's a couple like buffs that you might get. They're not substantial. So you'll still get all those resets. But then they said, for example, there's a couple like, there's bonus stash points or something and bonus skill points. I don't know exactly how it works. So they're trying to incentivize you to keep up with the seasons, but it's still going to be a pretty rough reset, right? You're going to go, right, 80 hours, level 60. Let's say you hit, you're like, sweet. And then it resets. I actually, as I say it out loud, though, there was an element. I actually got to look into it that I thought they were going to allow you to. I got to fact check this, but I thought there was a way to like stay in the instance of like, you're going to have the skill points you earned and all, but you're not in the next expedition until you choose to go or something. But I don't know. I might have misunderstood that. Because that doesn't sound right now that I say it, but I was thinking about, on Diablo, you can play like the new seasonal server or you can play the old one. I was like, actually, are they doing something like that? But we'll double check that. But anyway, I think a lot of people will check out after they get their fill, but it's in a really good spot. And I'm just excited to see what this team does to evolve it, and crack this nut, right? Like what do you do when you have millions and millions of players and then, like I said, you're going to reset their stash and skill points and ask them to start over? That normally it's hard to bring those people back. And they're trying to thread that needle, but, we'll see. So there was a really big...
I don't know if I can get like invested in a game that does the server resets.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know if I can do it. Like that's what kept me away from Diablo as well.
Yeah. Diablo have like other sticking points with it. But yeah, that bothers me. This one's different because it's like an extraction shooter, and like it's like a big thrill of like, your level versus others. But like I've said, I'm mostly just trying to get powerful enough to defeat the PvE enemies and feel good about it and get with teams. And I will say that, it smells of the same problem where it's like, dude, it was December like 10th by the time I took on the queen. And, again, I know people are like, dude, here's the fastest way to do it. I'm like, I'm just playing the game. I'm not looking up guides and stuff and grinding the same XP loop over and over. But yeah, like, right, if it's mid-December and you're like, I finally did it, and it's like, oh, now I have to start over, and you want me to put in another like 60 hours, even if it's a little faster the next time, just to get back to that level? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that.
Chat is saying it's optional, though.
So they said Hunt. They talk about Hunt Showdown, though? Or
Hunt does optional resets, kind of like Call of Duty did.
Yeah. But are they saying that Arc Raiders is going to have that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I got
yeah, for the Expedition. Well, either way, a reset is harsh, and you go from having millions of players this holiday season, and we'll sort of see the way that it shakes out. But I will say, for $40, and regardless of that, whatever the price is, I think it's, if you like this type of game, you're down to grind and feel powerless, because that's part of it. It's pretty cool. It's worth dropping in, and maybe, we didn't say it, but you can do a run in like 5 minutes. There's because it's, the extraction points are pretty forgiving and they're spread around. So if you're just like, dude, on your Steam Deck, I don't know if it's Steam Deck compatible. You're like, I'm just going to go for a quick, like 6-7 minute run. You can actually pull that off without this feeling that it's like, dude, it was like a 45-minute, beat down and I didn't get anything out. Like, it's not like that. You can make quick, short progress. So that much is good as well. You think you'll try it or no?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm a little short on time these days.
Yeah.
Up until about Thanksgiving time, I don't have a lot of time because of hockey season and all that. But
yeah, I don't think they have any more demos. But yeah, if you didn't try the betas, it's like it is worth just kind of like seeing. But I just don't think it would be worth the grind for you. Yeah. What else? Anything else standing out to you? I know we probably should wait. Like, there was a lot of state of play stuff, but I'm sure Watts wants to talk about Elden Ring Nightreign. There is the new DLC.
Oh, they got a new DLC? I didn't see that.
Yeah. Forsaken Hallows, I think is what it is.
That sounds very Elden Ring.
Yeah. It was an epic little DLC reveal as part of the PlayStation State of Play. But new characters to play as, Night Fairs, I think they're called, and new events in the world and boss stuff. So this is like the full DLC. We've kind of hinted at it before because they told us before it would be coming. They just didn't say the details. So now we know a bit more about it. But if you are a Elden Ring Nightreign fan or dropped out of it, there is more Nightreign coming.
I want a new FromSoft game. I'm ready for like a new, like kind of mainline FromSoft game. Whether that's like another Dark Souls style game or another Elden, I think it'll be a while for another Elden Ring.
Well, yeah, maybe before touching on that, what do you think of Sekiro, and would you like a sequel to that before getting a new IP, or both?
No, I'm Bloodborne all the way through.
Oh yeah.
If
you just want a new
Bloodborne.
Sequel,
yeah, I'll take Blood. Like if it's like if I gotta choose, like this hand is Sekiro and this hand is Bloodborne, it's like not even close for me. Sekiro I respect but don't love. Bloodborne I adore. Like,
yeah. Well, let's assume that that's being handled. It's kind of crazy that we even have to say that. Assume that, but assume the same. Like, do you think they should be pursuing as a priority amongst, in addition to developing a new, IP or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Do you think they also need to tackle Sekiro, or like it was, fine and leave it behind?
Yeah, I think they should do another Sekiro for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like wish list. You're like, yeah, I'll take a new Bloodborne. I'll take a new.
But like order opportunities, like for me personally,
Yeah,
I'd rather get a new game over any sequel. Just because
it's a good way.
I don't know. Maybe Bloodborne. Maybe I'll take Bloodborne 2 over a new game.
Yeah. Now you're tripping up on yourself. You're like,
yeah.
So what about?
I really love Bloodborne.
Yeah, like in the same way. I assume you liked Elden Ring then overall.
Loved it. Yeah, loved it.
Yeah. It's not the DLC.
Yeah, the DLC just didn't do it for me. I don't know why.
But yeah, Elden Ring was quite an achievement. So it's like, yeah, it framed like that. If you're like, dude, if they do another like Elden Ring, but a new IP, that's that big and is expansive, are you going to take that or a Bloodborne remake or
Bloodborne remake?
2?
No way.
Okay.
So that I would love to get a Bloodborne remake, maybe with the PlayStation 6. Like Demon Souls. You know what I'm saying?
That we have to, yeah.
Like that'd be fun.
Yeah, but I
want Bloodborne 2.
So between the two, then.
But so Bloodborne 2 and Elden Ring 2, are we saying?
No, we're saying obviously it's a Souls Elden Ring vibe, but it's brand new.
Brand new game.
Mm-hmm. They do another Elden Ring, but in the sense of a new IP.
I want Bloodborne 2.
Yeah, you'll get skewered on the internet if you didn't say that. So. You answered wisely.
I am the internet. I'll skewer you. No,
yeah,
I don't know. It's been so long since Bloodborne. Like, it was such a unique vibe. I know Sekiro people like best combat ever. I understand. Bloodborne 2 was just my vibe. Like, I love the world. I loved everything about that. Well, I didn't love everything about that game. The frame rate was fucking horseshit.
We need that remake, dude.
Yes,
remake
would be great, but I'd rather have Bloodborne 2.
I think. Well, look, it's just old enough that it was in an era where like those things were like common, and I get it. But to me, he's doing the cat thing again, guys. He's flipping out on me. Are you guys seeing this? Anyway,
I don't think so.
So yeah, it must be we talked about my internet. Basically, Bloodborne just never. How do I put it? You know, I felt this way about other games, but it's like you didn't do it proper. Ultimately, you had the opportunity to like really do it justice. Sorry, that's the word I'm looking for. It deserves and has deserved justice. It's not just 60 frames. It's that it had other little things, you know, be it slow down or like it was just, you know, it could have been camera stuff. Like just you do it justice before you move on. So to me, I don't give them permission for a sequel until you do it justice.
Wow.
Because we deserve
both.
Fran. But
you don't deserve a sequel.
No. Not until you do the first one proper justice. However, completely self-serving part because like I barely touched the first Bloodborne. I was always well, I'm gonna wait for like a pro version, and then I was busy, and then
never even did like a pro update.
Dude, it was like 2018, 2019 or whatever, and I was like, well, surely it's gonna come out for the PS5, so I'll just wait. Totally. And then now it's justice for Bloodborne remake for me, and I'm like, I'm not touching it until you do it. So. Completely self-serving, but I know there's people that feel that way as well. They never played it.
Have you investigated the PC patch?
The mod stuff or something. Like, I don't know how that goes. Like, there's also the place you can buy specially modded PlayStations that, you know, are not updated. And like, you can play it at 60, but it's still like, dude, no. I'm saying it doesn't even have to be quite the Demon's Souls remake, but I mean, at this point it kind of does, but yeah. I just don't want to touch it until then. So if I had to choose, I mean, I'm always down for brand new epic IP.
You would choose remake over a sequel.
No. Well, okay, that's a weird question for me.
They don't. You said, let me quote.
It's all or nothing.
You don't deserve a sequel until you do it justice.
Because it's like when you have to choose to uninstall your games. And if you uninstall the Bloodborne remake opportunity, it will never ever exist again for us. So you know what I mean? I don't want to be talking about it 10 years from now.
You know, it'd be.
I want to be talking about both.
Actually, imagine they did. Who did Demon's Souls? Was it Blue Point?
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine
and they were
Blue Point. I think is working on their own project now. I think that dream is dead. That they're ever going to do a Bloodborne remake.
They were working on a live service God of War game, apparently. And that was where I guess, we didn't know if that was their original IP thing. There was like some leaks. I don't know for sure if it was like both and then they transitioned to that. Who knows? I don't know if we know for sure that it's a unique IP. But anyway.
Okay, so my dream would be launch window for PlayStation 6. Blue Point made Bloodborne remaster, right?
Yeah, give them the Demon's Souls treatment. It's the same setup.
At the first state of play after the launch of PlayStation 6, we just get a logo, Bloodborne 2 coming 2030.
Wait, what year was the remake and the PlayStation 6 in your mind then?
PlayStation 6, I'm thinking 2028.
Oh, okay. That's a fair, okay. Say, tell us in a couple of years. But but you're literally like, you're spelling out exactly what I had in my mind for 2020, right? I thought that's what they were going to do.
That's fair.
That you were going to, right?
They went Demon's Souls. They went Demon's Souls, which was good.
Okay, but fine. Then let's say 2021. I was like, surely they also, well, actually, it wasn't even going to be the remake. It was just going to be more of the remaster, 60 frames polished up. And even that, I think, would have been just as well. But yeah, now they've moved past that they have to do a remake, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was just, it's not clear that's not happening. I can't piece together why, but something's going on.
I think it's got something to do with that Sony owns the IP, and From Software is big enough that they don't have to not own the IP that they're working on.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
That's been like a lot of the talk. But you know, Miyazaki and like has talked a lot about, you know, wanting to do new stuff and has always been working on new stuff, to be fair. So I don't know how much that's true versus what you're saying of like, clearly there were some arguments about it. But yeah, it is crazy though, right? Like if in what world do you finish up on Demon Souls? It gets the rave reviews. And that was like, was that 2020, 2021, right? In what world are you Sony PlayStation and you're not just like, okay, here's Bloodborne and we'll see you in 3 years, hopefully?
Wait, no, let's do a God of War online, whatever.
What? Yeah, along with Last of Us Online and Horizon Zero Dawn Online.
Yeah,
oh my God.
That's right. There were a lot of bad decisions being made at Sony right then, weren't there?
It's by Bungie, you know, crazy times. But I mean, we're pretty much on the same page. But yeah, I mean, pretty sure that FromSoft is working on, you know, something brand new, and that's quite down the line. They've even said that Elden Ring was basically kind of the edge of the expansiveness that they felt they could sort of handle.
Well, it was pretty expensive. That's okay by me.
Yeah. Yeah, in complexity and expansiveness. So I think that, yeah, like it, for just to look more amazing and sound more amazing and be that size like that, I think we're all fine with that. New world, new lore. Like FromSoft is one of those companies that you're actually pretty cool with that. Where as much as you wanted Elden Ring 2, you're like, dude, you can do whatever you want. You know, it's like your favorite directors and musicians. You're like, it doesn't matter. Just make something amazing. So I think they're busy on that for sure. And then they got Dustbloods or whatever for Switch, which is now is becoming, you know, is really exciting and interesting because you've got Nightreign has proved.
Yeah,
like,
Nightreign was such a hit. Like, oh, actually, these guys can finally figure out how to do online.
Thread the needle of like this weird, like live servicey / co-op online game that's in a bubble from their other stuff that you're like, actually, it's pretty good. And it wasn't like trapping players in some like microtransaction store. And like, so it is pretty amazing to see how they can cook. So
yeah,
I hope Dustbloods is that.
Yes. But I do still want like that smaller, you know, Dark Souls, Bloodborne experience too. Like I really like that. Like Elden Ring is great. This huge expansive world.
I see what you're
amazing. Saying. These little smaller 40-hour games are great too, though.
Oh, so for clarity, if they did do a Bloodborne sequel, you wouldn't want them to like open it up as big as like the open world of Elden Ring. Is that right?
I don't know. That could be cool too. Like Elden Ring, like a Bloodborne world.
Yeah, because you just said you didn't want to go.
No, I'm saying I also want. I want both. I want it all, Fran.
Yeah.
I know. Don't put me in a box.
You just put yourself in the box. I asked what's in the box, and you were like, "Well, that's in the box." But I also want. There's another box over here that I want.
Yeah, there's also another box.
Yeah, no, I mean, I knew what the answer was gonna be. Like, again, it's like they're so good. You're like, well, I don't care if whatever they want to do in that world, I'll take it. But you did make a point that I didn't think about. I assumed that it would be bigger, but if you look at like Demon Souls and Bloodborne, I didn't play, you know, in depth, but it is more linear paths and you know, I don't know how Lies of P compares
more focused world, but there's still a lot of exploration.
You played a lot of Lies of P?
Yeah, I loved Lies of P.
How does that compare with like Bloodborne's size?
Yeah. It's similar.
Similar. Like yeah. So like, yeah, in a way, I was like, I didn't think about that. I was like, oh, kind of get it called Lies of P size. Like they're still making games like that versus these huge expansive worlds. You know, and Sekiro is more, you know, on that Lies of P Bloodborne side. Yeah. So yeah, I don't want everything to be overwhelmingly expansive. It is a good point. But yeah, I don't know what I'd want the next Bloodborne to be either without, you know, playing it there. But
you surprised me. I'll take it. I'll buy it.
I know
I'm
that.
telling you right now, I'll buy it.
Yeah. I know that I really want Sekiro. I never really answered my own question on that one, but
Yeah.
I'm just such a huge fan of that game, and I love pairing, and I love Japan, and so yeah, I want it all, but man, I have been shocked and surprised. Like Activision published Sekiro, but I think FromSoft owns it and stuff. So it's like it's been surprising where it's like, why didn't you just make that sequel? I actually think they've been working on it.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for many years. It's been on the show because I was like, well,
I've been saying that
what I
about
believe,
Bloodborne.
I can't go against what I've said over the past like 3 years, but what was happening, right? They were finishing up Elden Ring or whatever, but then, right, we weren't getting Bloodborne remakes. And then we were like, oh, Armored Core 6, actually interesting. And that was the game director or something or the lead designer or something from Sekiro went on to do Armored Core as the game director. And like, so they always have like a B team, right? That's working. And so I was like, well, I think they're juggling. So in the background, while they were doing Armored Core 6, then that team was still kind of cooking up concepts for Sekiro sequel. And I was like, then he'll go back to that after. But now it's like with Nightreign and Dustbloods, I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but wishful thinking, it makes sense. But we should be happy we got Armored Core 6 in there as well. So
that was a nice surprise. Did you get to play much of that?
Yeah, and then I got stuck at a boss, and it's not a grind. It's a hard to go back and forth on that game.
Oh, like
so
stop
I was like,
playing and come back to it.
Yeah, it's very like reaction. Like any good shooter, it's just so skill based. All their games are, but
yeah, I
found it hard to go back and forth. I still haven't finished it. I'm like caught on a boss, and I was like, dude, I gotta like go back to all these levels and get more parts and more money, and I dropped off. So we'll see if I ever beat it. I definitely want
it.
Actually, you know what's funny? I don't know that I did. I think it's still sitting there because I have that exact conversation. Maybe when I get my Steam machine, I'll be able to sit down on the couch, finish it up and see what happens.
Ninjarific in chat said, I think they do a spiritual successor to Sekiro rather than this actual sequel. That's interesting as well. You can do that with Bloodborne too.
I'm not a lore purist, so like on that front, well, spiritual success. I mean, but it has to play. I actually think, now that I'm saying it out loud, I wouldn't mind it, but like, why would you even do that? It's like the weapons, the people, the systems. Like, why would you want to rename and redo all that when
only if there's as much of a purpose? Issue.
Oh, if there was, I think they own it though. But either way, Sekiro 2 would just be such a banger. I mean, remember
I'm a little
that
bit
one
in Japan burnout right now, I think.
Are you?
I think
Assassin's Creed Shadows and Ghost or Yote.
Yeah.
Many others.
Rise of the Ronin. What was the samurai TV show that came out last year that was so good? Shogun.
Oh. Blue Eyes, that one?
Yeah, Shogun.
Oh, no. I thought you were talking about the Netflix series.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Blue Eyed Samurai.
Blue Eyed Samurai. Blue Eyed Samurai. And Ninja Gaiden just came out.
Ninja Gaiden. That's got a different. I mean, that's modern.
Yeah.
Shinobi.
There's plenty more. Everything's set in Japan. I mean, Japan is just so hot, so cool.
So hot right now.
Anime is so hot. Yeah, it's always kind of been, but I mean, just the way the anime and Japan itself like exploded as like a tourism like destination and like, yeah.
But Ghost felt so fresh, right, when it came out, because like, oh, finally we got an Assassin's Creed in Japan. Now we've had many Assassin's Creeds in Japan.
Yeah,
it feels like
flipped. But you got it. Yeah, you finally actually got it.
We got them.
Oh man, so much to play. Well, yeah. What's just give us? Are you playing any games over the next week? Anything on your radar? A week or two, or you're not sure?
I'm doing two things right now. I'm doing hockey photo shoots. And I'm doing
this is work.
Golf simulator. Yeah, I'm doing work and I'm doing golf simulator when I can. I am going back to the gym. I'm very proud of myself. I'm working on flexibility, working on strength.
Dude, mobility and strength, longevity, dude. That's super smart.
That's what I'm working on.
People relate the gym too much to like getting muscles and losing weight, and it's like, dude, no. What you just said, if you can get there for that, and it's hard enough to just make time for it, it's so huge. So congrats on that.
Dude, I got this like hip what do you call it? A hip stretching thing.
Yeah.
I had no idea you
Hamstrings,
could.
or
No, it's like the hip
did you get that
flexors.
psoas hip flexor thing?
What'd you
Yeah.
call me?
That's what-
Yeah, the
There's
flexor.
like this
yeah.
thing. There's just like this tooth device. I don't have one. It's like it's almost like a U. I think it like sinks into like around your hips and is like maybe similar to the. Yeah. But anyway,
No,
so
no,
you're
I
doing
just
some
saw
hip.
this stretch on the internet, and it's like you point your toe, like try and curl your toe as close to your shin as possible, and then you push your heel as far away from your body as possible.
Yeah.
And then you rotate your foot kind of as much as you can in each way. And I was like, oh, it doesn't go that far.
Yeah.
So I was showing some of my younger coworkers the stretch. I'm like, how far can you do it? And anybody under 30 could practically like do it like an owl all the way around. I was like, oh,
interesting.
okay, I gotta work on this then.
Wait, this was a device of some kind?
No, it's just a stretch. It's just a way to stretch.
Oh, it was just the
your hip.
stretch. Well, after the show, I'll have you tell me what it is. Now I want to try it.
I just explained it. You just push out your like sit in a sitting position.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like lying down, straight legs, bend.
You pull like leg straight, pull your toes back to your shin as much as you can, and push your heel
Sitting in a
out
chair?
as much as you can. So like your hip, you feel like you're pulling your hip apart, and then just rotate your foot left and right and see how far you can get it to go.
Oh, I see. So like straight legged,
Yeah.
leg out, hamstrings tight, and you're rotating your whole leg.
Yeah.
Not just your ankle.
Yeah.
Not just your ankle.
The goal is to get the ball of your hip to rotate.
Right.
Your hip bone and stretch those.
That sounds like it feels good. No. I mean, it's all right. I mean, I told you all about I'm going to show you all my bruising here. I've been working. You can't see it as much. I've been.
How is that going?
My arms. You see, there's a little circle from the cup.
Yeah, I see them for sure. They show up pretty good.
Yeah, and those are like all not as bad. But anyway, yeah, I have that radial nerve pain thing, and it's been getting better. And I don't know if it's from the cupping or just general progress. So I haven't solved it, but the fact that I've got it I pushed it forward to feeling like more normal now. I went back to mouse and keyboard gaming. I'm playing Arc Raiders and all, and it hasn't really been bothering me, but it's also not going away. So I'm like, wait, am I on that edge of like, dude, you're about to fix it, but you're traumatizing it by playing Arc Raiders and stuff?
Yes, and
other things? Because it's not getting worse. Or is it that, well, you've only got to do a point that like you still need to do other things, or like in the next few weeks, it's just going to break free because like the nerve is trapped in there. Mm-hmm. So who knows? Either way, I'm feeling better. And I will say, like, messing with cupping, the way that I use it, that has been useful to me. So what I'll do is it's got this, I don't have it next to me, but it's an electronic device. So I can stick it on and there's like oil, and then I can actually like glide it. So it's actually like pulling up, the tissue and stuff away, which I had never done. And I was like, and it feels good. It just feels good. And at first you're a little scared of like, doing that, but then you're like, oh, this just is like, it's a reverse massage. Never mind, like, real cupping you can do like I was doing there. You pull in a ton of blood, and like that's a different thing of like getting a bunch of blood into a section. So I'm kind of doing a little of both, but I will say I'm sold on at least doing it myself. Whether or not I want to start like really getting those massive like blood pulled bruisings, which I've done a little, but I could do that all over my body, my calves. Like I think it would feel great. But I just haven't had the courage to be like, dude, I'm going to stick this thing on there for like 6 minutes. Some people have it on for 20 minutes. And then it's like, it looks like a tattoo. It's like dark purple.
I've seen it when they do it with like the candle and the glass.
That's a different one. Yeah.
Oh, that's different? That's
it's the same thing, but I haven't done that one. But you're right.
Okay.
It's
but you can see through the glass, and you can see like the skin start to like fill the cup.
Right. And the blood goes into the tissue. I hope we're not grossing everybody out with this talk. Probably, whatever. But you play games that are much scarier than this.
On.
But
play Mortal Kombat. Get over it.
But I was going to add one detail. So if you are spooked by any of this stuff, plug your ears for a few seconds. I just told one of my friends about it, and he was like, oh, my dad does that cupping, but they do needling as well. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah. I didn't even want to look at the details he was showing me, but it was like this back all cupped up, and then they like put a needle through it and poke it, and like the blood comes out, which draws more blood or something. And I was like, dude, this is some wild, like this is some real advanced stuff. I don't want any blood flowing out of this stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess they do, like they pull the blood, and then they like, I think there's like some theory about getting some toxic blood out, and to be straightforward,
close to leaching for me.
Yeah, exactly. But the truth is, I don't know that there's any real scientific backing on that stuff, and I don't think it's like bad. But I'm like, even the idea of like cupping makes sense in terms of pulling blood into the tissue, and then it heals up, it gets more blood and oxygen there. When you get into like, people have these ideas, and again, I could be wrong, but they're like, oh, it's the toxic blood. That's why it's so purple. And it's
you've got to get rid of the toxic humors.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so work to do. Arm is feeling better, but
glad to hear that.
We'll see, man. We'll see. So good luck at the gym. And no, I know that we're overtime now, but the golf sim, no updates, anything major?
I mean, okay, I got a quick story about the golf sim. It's real quick.
Tease us for next week. Yeah.
Okay, I'll tease for next week, but we had a little bit of a golf sim accidental party. It was actually a party happening across the street, and it moved over to the golf sim. Suddenly I had about like 6 dudes playing in the golf sim. Figured out I need to rearrange a little bit, I need a couch or something in there because we need a place to sit. You know, it's the whole thing. I'll talk about it next week.
Oh my God. I mean, trust me, there were people who are like, dude, I need an update on what's happening. And that's a great tease. It's like, wait, it's getting so popular and deep into it. He's got like the neighborhood coming over or something. So
we were loving it. We lost 4 balls in the garage though. That was a problem. I don't know what we're gonna
Watts is gonna want to hear about this one. So
all right. Let's call this one quits. Thank you all. Fran, we did it, man.
Fun times.
Huh?
A leverless show.
We
pulled it off. Good times.
Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.